Just take a look at the cars. No, not these cars. These cars. Part of burning up the beach in Florida. There's lots to see, so sit back to enjoy the Lokar Car Show series.
So what is that you're looking at, folks? Well, it's a custom car of some kind. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Lokar Car Show series, coming to you from burning up the beaches in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ted Jones, and this, you ready, is a 1966 Nash Ambassador. Now, you've got to be asking yourself the obvious question. Who on earth would do such a beautiful customizing job on a Nash?
I guess when your wife tells you do something with it or get rid of it, you do something with it.
All right, now how did you acquire this car?
It's one of those stories that everybody wishes happened. You tune it up for the little old lady. If you ever want to sell it, let me know, and they let me know.
First of all, the paint is gorgeous. Tell us about the color.
Thanks. Yeah, there's some modified Nissan colors, kind of somewhat close to the original yellow and greenish color that was on it, but we took some colors and did some home cooking and put a little gold flop in it, and it really does well in the sun.
All right, now I look at the original American Motors 327, but I see a turbo.
Yeah, added a turbo to it.
So that really helped it out.
It helped it out. It's still an AMC.
And the drivetrain's all original.
It is. It still has a torque tube in it. We worked around that with the air ride suspension. It seems to work fine. The car runs really good on the highway.
How many people come up and say, what is it?
Every person comes up, but the funnest part's when they come up and they act like they know it is, and they say, what year is that? And you say, well, it's a 66. And they go, wow, 66. 66 what?
Bruce wheels on this? I mean, this car is really gorgeous. A lot of people stop and do ask him about it. Under the hood right here, here's the turbocharger over here. He's got a blanket on it. He's got the exhaust tube wrapped. Then it goes into an intercooler, which he put in front of the radiator. Then out of the intercooler, right straight into the air breather right there to try and give it a little bit more power and make it look kind of like it was done at the factory that way. Let me tell you something, AMC never used steel braided lines. This is a beautiful customization of a very, very rare car. Well, folks, what's one of the most popular Chevrolets ever produced? The 57 Chevy. You were thinking the car. I was thinking truck. Did you ever see a 57 Chevy truck with suicide doors in this particular color? With a nice LT1 Corvette engine under the hood. Take a look at the wood in this bed right here. Take a look at the bed, period. It's drop dead gorgeous. He's got his fuel fill right down here. How long did it take you to build this?
It's been in the process for about 10 years.
10 years? Why so long?
Health reasons and stuff like that. Of course, you know, the money.
Yeah, that's right.
It's very expensive.
And was it hard to suicide the doors?
I went old school. I kept everything old school. I used the original hinges in the back and all that. You can buy all that aftermarket stuff, but I wanted to be different.
Is it all steel?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Did you chop the top any at all?
We did a 4-inch chop on it.
What about the tip-off hood?
I was going to cut it down the middle and make the other hood on it, but I was just, like I said, old school, and we just try to keep all the lines round and all that to match.
Well, what paint is this?
They call it a Lamborghini blue flip-flop. It's a 3-stage paint. They painted it all silver, purple, and blue.
And the interior, where'd you get those seats?
I got them out of an early model Impala. My wife picked it all out, and that's what she wanted. You know, you got to make them happy, you know.
That's right. So, is it a driver?
Yeah, I just got it 3 weeks ago, and we're out just having fun with it right now.
And that motor, I'd say, gets right along, huh?
It'll get away from you. Pick it up, getting about 17.5 miles to the gallon with that thing, and we're running an awesome rear end in it, 373 gears in the rear, and
oh, that's a tall gear.
Yeah, I wanted to get off the line.
Hey, it looks like Kirk went up to the Lokar factory in Knoxville, Tennessee, and started rating it. Here's the door handles right here. I see pedals over there. I see a Lokar shifter. He likes those people. So do we. Well, when when you see that grill, you know it can only be one thing, folks. A 1932 Ford Little Deuce Coupe. This is actually a 3-window coupe that belongs to Ron Hickman, but I like the colors. He's got that 50s look, doesn't he? Louvers here in the side, louvers in the hood. Nice small block Chevy, color coordinated, lots of polish and chrome under there with the AFB carburetor. Got it pretty well crammed full. Look at the headers coming right off the side right here. Even got the fin brakes out of the 54 Buick. Of course, those are aftermarket, but they're meant to look like the 54 Buick brakes. The black and red, there's just something about those two colors together with the scallops right here on it. Of course, the suicide doors, and inside, he did a beautiful job using the black and red on the interior. Really like this Deuce Coupe. To me, folks, this is a hot rod. This is what a hot rod should look like. You got no fenders, you got big meats back here on the back end. Little Deuce Coupe. Absolutely love it. We'll take a break from the Lokar Car Show series, and we return to burning up the beaches after this.
This edition of the Lokar Car Show series is being brought to you by Lokar. Quality, plain and simple. ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. And by Sprint Booster, bringing on the power when you need it most.
Welcome back to the Lokar Car Show series, coming to you from burning up the beaches. We're in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Beautiful Florida day. And folks, I'm reliving my childhood. I had a 1966 Corvette just like this, only mine was red. This is the marina blue color. They had the raised hood if they were real 427. And folks, this one is a real 427. They rated them at 425 horsepower. I should say re-rated them, because when they first came out, they were 450 horsepower. But General Motors had a little problem with the insurance companies, so all of a sudden they changed the little decal on the air breather and made them 425. This is a nice specimen of a 66, perfectly restored. I like inside with the original Muncie shifter. Right next to it is what came afterwards. They kept having to go faster. They put 3 deuces on it, and they rated it at 435 horsepower. And this is the owner right here, Jim Atkinson. And Jim, this car is all original?
Yes, it's a Survivor. It's all original car. Every number on it matches the engine, transmission, rear end, starter, alternator. Just every number is perfect. It was in a museum in New York for most of its life, and then the original owner died, and I bought it from a Corvette dealer in Kansas City.
It's the most
valuable. I paid $175,000 for it.
Oh, I can believe that. But it's worth it.
Oh yeah, to me, I'd have paid $200 for it.
Well, you wouldn't want to ever do anything to hurt that engine or that block when you have a perfect matching numbers car. You know, the 3 most popular years for the Chevrolet Camaro was 1967, 1968, and 1969. Either one of the 3 are nice. The neat thing about the Camaro, you can make one stock restored, and it's worth a lot of money, or you can customize it like this beauty right here. First thing you wonder about this is the paint, huh? Is that a loud orange paint? Then I look under the hood and look at some of the work that he's done under here. He didn't even keep the stock Camaro interior. He's got some nice looking bucket seats, a custom-made console with the SS emblem, competition B&M shifter, competition steering wheel. This is just a really nice Camaro that has been customized. He's made it his. Now, you like Fords? Probably one of the most popular Fords to customize was the 1940 Ford. Originally, it would have had a flathead V8. This one, obviously a small block Chevy. Come on, he's upgraded it. He's put some air conditioning on it, power steering, power brakes, made it into a nice street rod, and yet it has all the lines and appeal of the 1940 Ford convertible, folks. Very modern looking dash, and yet he's kept it kind of retro. Got the clock on the glove box door right there. You can see the custom air conditioning and Pioneer stereo that he's added. All in all, a really nice street rod. 40 Ford, one of the more popular cars to street rod, as opposed to the Cadillac interior that's in this 1941 Ford. Now, this is a little bit of an unusual street rod. It's a convertible. Look at that paint. Boy, what a color on that. But take a look under the hood, folks. Most everybody puts a small block Chevy in their Ford, which is really kind of sacrilege. I mean, it's a Ford. So Bob McCary decided to put a...
So 429 Ford is started started life as a Cobra Jet, 370 horse motor, and it's been tweaked a little bit. It's got aluminum heads, 2.4s, comp cam, valve train, and lifters, and push rods, and roller rockers, and all those goody things.
Whoa, making a lot of horsepower.
Yeah, it makes a little more than 370 now. I've owned the car 51 years. I bought it when I was 15 years old out of a barn in Clanton, Alabama, from a high school buddy. He was at his grandmother's farm and paid him $35 for it.
And then you made it into a gasser.
Yeah, we put a little 354 Hemi in it, and the last time I had the Hemi in it, it had 6 deuces, and it had a Grand flamethrower ignition with the 2 coils, because I thought that looked cool. It had a Lincoln Zephyr transmission with a 48 truck rear end, and it was jacked up in the air, looking bad, you know.
Like a gasser.
And it would scare you to
In the
death.
60s.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you grew up and decided to make a street rod.
I quit drag racing and got married, and drag racing was a little too expensive, so I started street rodding. In fact, it was the first house that we ever bought. Before we moved into it, I had a 23T Roadster in the basement. My wife, bless her heart, she loves the old cars too, and she loves the street rods, and she really likes this car.
He was pointing out to me, 41 is the only year they did what with the grills?
They made 3 distinctly separate grills. 40 is one grill, 39 is one grill.
Now remember that. That's the way you can tell a 1941. We'll be back with more Burning Up the Beaches after this. Welcome back to Fort Walton Beach, Florida, burning up the beaches here on the Lokar Car Show series. Well, I noticed a Corvette here. Matter of fact, there's 8 red Corvettes, and I thought, oh gee, a Corvette club turned out. But how unusual, all of the club members chose red. Well, it's not a club. It's a club of one.
I'm the president of the club. I'm the secretary. I'm everybody. Yeah, and I love red.
No kidding. Now, you've got the different generations here, starting with the 62.
Yeah, my 62 Fuelie is a C1, and then I've got some collectible cars here. Nothing extreme, but some interesting automobiles. I have a 92 ZR1. That engine was not built by General Motors. It was built under contract by Mercruiser. Mercury Marine built that in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Interesting story. Women built those engines. Each woman built 1 engine a week. They turned out about 8 engines a week during the run of those things.
Now, we have a brand new Corvette. You got to have one of those.
I have a C6, which is a Grand Sport red, and a C7 on order.
Let me guess the color of the C7.
Go ahead, try.
Why red?
So you don't know how many times I've been asked that today. Why not? Once you get a few of them, you know, you don't want to break stride here.
What's probably the rarest one you have?
That's probably the 62 Fuelie. Yeah, that's my most recent acquisition. The ZR1 that I have is interesting. It's a 92, just turned 12,000 miles. It's got the original tires on it. Not ultra rare, but my 68 is a L89. It's a 427. It has the factory aluminum heads. They didn't build a lot of those. Nothing real collectible, but everything has a little story to it. It's not just a Corvette off the used car lot, you know.
You drive them?
Yeah. Yeah, they're all drivable. There's 1 or 2 that I don't take because I want to get home, and they can be a little bit temperamental. There's 68 big block. There's not one that I want to take if I have to be home at a certain time, but they're fun.
Now, here's a very cool one and one of the stars of John's collection. C5 generation, folks, a 2003 Corvette Z06. Isn't that a beautiful engine? 400 horsepower. You know, they've had an incredible turnout here at Burning Up the Beaches. Let's meet the lady that's partly responsible for that.
I mean, we are so excited. We have been working on this for a couple of years. We have come a long way, and look at us today.
Look at the weather. The rain tried to get you, and you won.
It was actually almost a hurricane that tried to get us, and we won.
Who are some of the people that helped make this possible?
The Harbor Walk Village, the Emerald Grand, they are dear friends of Horizons. Gary Smith Ford, S&S Customs. Have you been over there? The boardwalk itself.
Yeah.
They donate all of this to us for the entire weekend, all their beautiful facilities.
And tell us about Horizons. What do they do?
Horizons, we care for about 400 local citizens that have intellectual disabilities such as Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, autism. We have group homes. We have assisted living. We have adult daycare and adult training, child daycare. All of these things take funding. So we do these fundraisers to bridge that gap, and this is our big one. It has doubled every year. My goal is 2,000 cars. It'll be every year, the first weekend of May. We have the entire city behind us, and again, beautiful day down here. And it really didn't matter that it was raining because we give you a lot of fun for your dollars.
Hey, look at that custom Chrysler 300. No, not that one. Up here. Here we go, folks. A 2005 Chrysler 300 four-door. But boy, has this been customized. Let's start with this paint. Absolutely incredible. And then different graphics. I don't think I've seen anything quite like this. Even has some grass in the background. Look at this. Then he took those custom wheels, tied that into the graphic package that he put on it, and I never really thought you'd make a four-door look that good. Take a look at the custom interior right there. Looks like ostrich skin inserts on the panels. Then take a look at what he did with his shifter as he customized the console there. You gotta have a stereo on something like this. Big old woofers right there, kickers with amplifiers. This thing is made into a sound palace right back here and back. Gotta have a couple video screens up here if you're gonna make a true custom car. Stay tuned, we got more coming up here on the Lokar Car Show series.
This edition of the Lokar Car Show series is being brought to you by Lokar. Quality, plain and simple. Flowmaster, the exhaust technology company. Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener. And by Extreme Gate. Are you ready to take your truck to the extreme?
Welcome back to the Lokar Car Show series. Well, folks, meet Mark Fikes' Punisher, a 1992 Ford F-350 that's maybe a shade on the side of ridiculous, but boy, does it make a great showpiece for a car show. Obviously, he has some fake Gatling guns up here. Take a look at the spent shell casings. It's got giant hand grenades right over here. The whole thing is all about the Punisher. He came up with a theme. Well, quite frankly, it's pretty neat. He's got a big stereo right here with a huge amplifier back there. More spent shell casings in the custom console right there. Look at how he's carried the theme of the skulls all the way through on the dashboard, on the door panels, even in the floor he has the skulls painted in right there. Then clear back here on the back, of course, the truck has been slammed and lowered down. It's kind of hard to describe this. You just got to kind of look at it yourself. And very unusual. Now here's something unusual from the people at S&S Custom, same people who did that Chrysler 300 I showed you earlier, and the Punisher truck. You've heard of monster trucks, how about a monster car? This one's been rated way up. 1996 Chevrolet Impala. Beautiful work. Again, they like the skulls. I mean, the people in S&S like to paint skulls and things like that on the car. And look at the size of those dub wheels. I mean, this is done like a monster truck. Beautiful car, something very, very different, and that's what we bring you here on the Lokar Car Show series. We'll take a break right now. Speaking of Lokar, it's time for Lokar Lowdown.
On this week's Lokar Lowdown, Brian, we are talking about companies that come to Lokar looking for solutions to problems they have. And right here we have great examples from old school to new school.
That's correct. And it's what's kind of cool is we've had customers like Speedway where you can buy this entire system. They had everything but the bracket to hook up a throttle cable to it. We were able to get them a stamped steel bracket that will allow you to work with not only the Speedway carburetor, but Edelbrock and the original Stromberg. If you've got a 3-bolt 2-barrel, that'll work with it.
You know, and I look over here to the Demon. You guys have come up with something. Sometimes you guys are dealing with stainless. Sometimes we're doing billet.
Yeah, this was a billet piece that we came up to help the Street Demon carburation. As they start to sell more of these, that was a problem they were having as they were looking for a throttle cable and kickdown cable hookup as well, and we were able to help them out.
And I gotta love the fuel injection, and you guys have something over here for that as well.
And Edelbrock does a wonderful job. They've really had a great relationship with us. They work with us really well, and we were able to help them out with the ProFlow XT here. And it's just another continuation of our product line, but it also makes it easier for the manufacturers to have their products into the marketplace.
Exactly. If you're looking for any of these setups, you're gonna be able to find them as a group, as a package from the manufacturers, or you just need the part, you can get it directly from Lokar. Remember, made in the USA, and lifetime warranty on all Lokar products. Find out more, go to lokar.com, and you can find them on Facebook.
This paint that changes colors is something that's very popular, especially on street rods. Here's a 41 Chevy. Not real common. You don't see a lot of those, and they've done an excellent job with this. Nice, big motor. Now that's a small block Ford built by Scott Shafroff, the famous pro stock racer. 427 cubic inches. That's a lot of bore and a lot of stroke on a small block. I do like the way that the paint changes colors from green to blue depending on how you're standing in the sun and everything like that. Of course, he shaved the door handles. Done a great job of this. Inside, beautiful and very different interior. Again, that ostrich skin insert panels in the middle. Beautiful burl wood work on the dash right there. Got it padded too. Very roomy back seat. This would be very comfortable to take on the road and take some friends with you. Gorgeous wheels, and back here and back, a nice clean trunk, not cluttered up at all. And again, he took that same interior pattern and put it into the trunk on this 41 Chevrolet street rod. You know, a few years ago, the Emerald Beach really took a beating with all the oil stuff and everything. BP spent a lot of money, and now you wouldn't know you ever had oil. This is gorgeous.
Isn't it fantastic? I mean, we're so proud of not just this day, because every day is like this here in Okaloosa County.
Of course.
But we've really made a remarkable recovery, and it's thanks to all of our good friends in markets like the automotive sports market, you know, who have continued to be loyal to us over the years. And we're so happy all our hot rod enthusiasts are back, and we're looking forward to a great season. And, you know, we think things are all headed in the right direction from what could have been a really struggling time.
This car show has to be good for tourism, people coming in from all over.
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, I'm doubling as a judge today, and I got to tell you, the cars are magnificent, as you know, but the people are even better. We were so lucky to have them in our county over this weekend. We hope they come back many, many times throughout the summer and throughout the year, but you know, it's a great sport, and we rely on these folks every year. We're going to build this car show from what it is right now. Over the next couple of years, we hope visitors from all over the country will drive their hot rods down and spend the weekend with us.
You can see why they call this the Emerald Coast. That water is beautiful.
Isn't it fantastic? We've got arguably one of the best beaches in the world. In fact, we were voted the best family beach in America this year by the Travel Channel. And so our sugar white sand beaches and our clear emerald water, I mean, it's a great vacation spot. You know, we hope that families from around the country have a chance to come and see what we're all about here.
All right, folks, that'll be a close to another edition of the Lokar Car Show series. Until next time, I'm Ted Jones. Drive safely.
And finally, the Lokar Pick of the Week. This awesome automobile will be in competition for the Pick of the Year at the end of the season, a special December episode of the Lokar Car Show. What do you think will win? Stay tuned.